with Ken Shaw and Michelle Dubé.
General Motors is firing back at U.S. President-elect Donald Trump.
Trump took aim at GM on Twitter, calling out the automaker for its vehicles that are made in Mexico. But what does this mean for those made in Canada? CTV's Sean Leathong is live at the plant in Oshawa tonight. Sean, GM has made production promises to Oshawa. Are those in jeopardy?
Well, that's just the question, Michelle, because those promises were made before the election of Donald Trump, but it's still 2 weeks before he becomes president of the United States, and he took to his usual forum, Twitter, today to suggest there may be a large tax on companies like GM who make cars outside the U.S. and bring them back in. We now live in a time where a simple tweet can make a workforce feel uncertain.
Yeah, it's going to change things, absolutely.
Well, how so?
It's just going to make it more difficult to trade across the border.
That change is the election of Donald Trump, and today, one of his tweets caught the attention of the entire auto industry. He said, General Motors is sending Mexican-made model Chevy Cruze to U.S. car dealers tax-free across border. Make in USA or pay big border tax. On the campaign trail, Trump had said many times that he would renegotiate or end the North American Free Trade Agreement. So General Motors in Oshawa, who builds cars that are shipped to the United States, has to take notice.
If Donald Trump plans on putting exorbitant taxes on the vehicles coming into the U.S., of course, it will impact us.
Colin James is the president of Unifor Local 222. While he is concerned, he says you cannot look at Canadian and Mexican plants through the same lens.
If we want to compare apples to apples, compare us to the United States.
Last September, Unifor secured a new contract with GM that includes a commitment to begin production of the Chevy Silverado in June of 2018.
Since a new contract, yeah, we're doing really well, and I think we're going to stay a strong community, and we're all together on this.
And as confident as workers are here that they will be safe, just that tweet from President-elect Donald Trump was enough to send the shares of GM down 1%.
The executives of auto companies and basically any publicly traded company will tell you that their share price is not something that they take into serious account when they make big decisions, for example, moving a plant.
Paige Ellis from BNN says so far the focus of the incoming president has been away from Canada.
In other words, his focus is more south-facing than north-facing. He wants to ensure that jobs aren't leaving the U.S. for Mexico. Right now, he hasn't said too much about Canada.
The commitment that GM has made in Oshawa extends for the next 4 years, the same length as Trump's term in office. And they had said, GM came out with a statement today saying that they wanted to clarify their production in the United States. They said that all of the Chevy Cruze sedans are made inside the United States, while the hatchback, which is made for world markets, is made in Mexico, and some are sold back into the U.S. Reporting live from Oshawa, I'm Sean Leathong. Send it back inside.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, we want to give you a better idea of that. So GM says they only import the hatchback versions of the Chevy Cruze from a factory in Mexico. Here are the numbers. The company sold about 172,000 Cruze models in the U.S. from January through to November of last year. About 4,500 of those were the Mexican-made hatchback models. Meantime, Ford has scrapped plans to build a $1.6 billion assembly plant in Mexico, choosing to invest in a specialized Michigan plant instead. Trump has been pressuring Ford to keep production in the U.S. The company insists they made the move based on market forces and not because of the president-elect.